Before the final days of Roanoke's existence, before the prophecy was fulfilled, something came from the sea. Not a ship. Not a man. Something else. The settlers believed they were alone. But one stormy night, a figure arrived, carried on waves blacker than ink, a stranger with no name, and eyes that never blinked. He claimed to be English, but no one recognized his accent. He claimed to be a trader, but carried no goods. He claimed to be lost, but knew exactly where he was. And from the moment he stepped ashore, Roanoke began to unravel. The night of the black tide. It began with a storm. Thunder shook the island. The waves crashed violently, more violent than any settler had seen. Then, out of the churning sea, a small rowboat appeared, unmanned, yet it sailed perfectly, without drift. Inside it sat the stranger, drenched yet dry, smiling as if he'd been expected. He introduced himself as Gabriel Kain, but there are no records of any man by that name on any English voyage. Governor John White was already gone, so Ananias Dare welcomed him reluctantly, assigning him an empty hut on the edge of the forest. That very night, animals began to flee the island. The waters turned a deep, unnatural shade of green, and settlers reported dreams of drowning in the air. The stranger's influence. In the days that followed, Gabriel Kain rarely spoke. But the children followed him. They gathered outside his hut, entranced, as he sang in a language no one recognized, a sound like wind through bone. Soon, settlers began falling ill, their eyes clouding over, their voices barely whispers. Yet none of them died. They simply stopped speaking. Stopped eating. Stopped resisting. Elias Thorne, the scholar, kept detailed notes. He wrote that Gabriel's presence drained the will from the colonists, like a parasite feeding on their souls. Thorne also recorded a single phrase Kain muttered constantly. The debt will be paid in silence. A body that wasn't human. One night, a young boy vanished from the colony. A search party found his clothes folded by the shore, but no footprints, no body. The next morning, Gabriel Kain's hut was empty. But beneath his bed, they found scales, not fish, not snake, translucent, and still wet. And the air reeked of salt and decay. They searched the shore and found a trail of black water, leading back to the same boat that brought him. It was gone. The sea was calm. But from the trees, they heard whispers, chanting the name Kain. 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 The real Gabriel Kain. Decades later, a document surfaced in the British Royal Archives. It was a logbook from 1585, detailing the crew of a vessel named the Tempest's Womb, a ship lost at sea near the coast of Virginia. Among the crew was Gabriel Kain, last seen alive 2 years before Roanoke was founded. His final entry. The sea calls me home. I will return in the storm. What came ashore wasn't human. Who, or what, stepped off that boat in Roanoke wasn't Gabriel Kain. It wore his face. Spoke his name. But it came from the depths, a herald of the unknown ones. The stranger from the sea wasn't just a visitor. He was the key. The deal's collector. The payment's enforcer. The settler's final choice. After Gabriel's arrival, the colonists changed. They accepted the prophecy. They marked their hands in blood. They vanished without a trace. And Kain. He returned to the sea, debt collected. But the debt renews. Every 400 years. The storm is coming again. And this time, the stranger won't ask. He'll take.